What's good, folks? Kevin L up on set. Native Instruments must really love me because they sent me another kit that I will review for you guys in this video. The name of this kit is called Elastic Thump, and it's actually modeled after the whole house idea, the house music type vibe. Like that's what their demo says on their page. But that's not what we're gonna do. Actually, I found some things in here, some kits in here that just makes me go crazy. And when you find inspiration like right away, that means it's pretty good, pretty good. So we're gonna start at this first kit. It is called the Absolute Kit. You know what I'm saying? Immediate inspiration right there. I never would have thought to like to get a kit like this that's kind of like I look at a lot of the kits that I purchase. There are samples and demos on their page, right? And a lot of times they geared the sounds or whatnot that it has in the kit towards what they see fits the vibe, the sounds that comes in the pack. But this right here, just immediate inspiration just struck me. I don't know. A live bass lick up in there. Yeah, I ain't gonna even go there. But that's pretty cool. And the cool thing about this is like a lot of times what I'll do is I'll load different kits on different groups or banks, and then I'll like mix and match things. On the machine that has this duplicate button, and I'll just like sometimes I'll have a big kit like 16 drums, 16 instrument sounds, whatever. Sometimes I like one out of that whole thing and it's just duplicated into the kit that I'm working out of, or kind of like building my own kit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Immediate inspiration. Let's go ahead and favor that now. That is just crazy. That's nuts. That's nuts right there. You know what that sound like? Any of you true hip hop heads would have guessed what I just did just now. This is pretty dope. Pretty cool. I'm a fan of the vocals in here. Hmm. Immediate. You see, my mouth is shut right now. We just going down the kit here. Man, that's dope. That's dope. Now, I've always had this question that constantly pop up on my channel. There are many individuals that would ask me, hey, Ella, what sound would you start out with, or what instrument would you start out with? Is it the melody? You know, do you start out with the bass line? Do you start out with the drums? Like, what do you start out with? Usually I start out with the chord progression first, and then I go to the drums or the bass. And it just, sometimes it just really depends on what it is that strikes me the most. In this situation, being that the drums, the kit that is the Elastic Thump, the type of things that I've heard so far, I am inspired to start off with something using the drums first and then build on top of that, because they provided enough samples and just different ear candy type things that makes you go like, okay, we're finna create right now. And so like, I'm just trying to remember that I'm doing a review for you guys. And then you do know in the Maschine, you have the option to go keyboard. Or you can use your keyboard. Which is dope. All right. So like, even like the samples that comes on a pad and you want to use that and kind of like move it around, you know what I mean? Get different notes or whatever, or chords, depending on what it is. You just quickly go to the keyboard mode and just just go nuts with ideas, right? So a lot of times I'm thinking, when you start at the top, the way that these drums are structured, it gives you a good idea as to what the kit will sound like, because a lot of times you know what I'm saying? So you start at the top. That's it's pretty cool. So there's about 48 kits in here. when we're looking at the group section here. Let's look to see if there's any. Of course, there's projects in here. There's always projects in here. The projects are built like pre-custom built songs to give you an idea as to, their idea of what the kit sound or what it surrounds. Again, most of these projects lives on their page when you're checking them out. And then the cool thing about that is you can take that stuff, the project, the actual project, and manipulate it however you need to, which is pretty cool. So they got some samples in here as well. So we're gonna toggle over to the Elastic Thump, and these are pretty much some of the stuff we went through in the group section. Now they are just individual sounds or samples. Actually, I was looking to see if there was any sounds. There's a section here. Yeah. So there are sounds, and sounds would be more so like your, let's go to a different group. It would be more so like your sample bass, like basses or pianos or strings or, stuff like that. Anything that will involve you actually using the keyboard, or you can use it over here as well. Then there's still a lot of drums in the sound section. But I'm gonna toggle over to where it says instrument. Pretty cool. Let's go to the next sound. Man. Like I said, guys, just listening to the demo, because I'm not a huge house person, but I can create that stuff. You know what I mean? So that's why sometimes you got to be careful when you searching for sounds. You got to dig deep into what's being played, even though it may not be your style of music. But if you can hear the sample quality of like the drums they're using or whatnot, instruments, you can tell. And when I was listening to the demo, I was like, yeah, there's some stuff in that kit that I know I can use, but I didn't know it was this good. Now that I have my hands on it, nice little bass sound. Cool. So most of these sounds are being utilized through the synthesizer that they have, this or the sampler. And as you can see, they already did compressors, reverbs, EQ, distortion, if there is on any of them. So there's also some presets, I believe, that's in Massive, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go over to instruments, and we're gonna scroll down to Massive. And I believe Elastic Thump. There we go. So again, okay, Monarch. Let's see what's going on here. So as you can see, there's just a tons of things in here that you can play around and get inspired from. So if we go back to our other kit, when we were playing around with some of the drum kits, let's see.
Super, ultra, magic, wave.
Now I'm just going through some of the one shots.
Oh, it's real. Oh, yeah.
Why,
Baby.
Man, that's pretty cool. Now, all of this it inspired me, but the thing is, what am I going to attack first? That's always the question. It's too much stuff. It's too much. Well, too much. It's no such thing as too much inspiration. I just have to take my time and breathe and figure out which one we're gonna start off with. 2, 3, 4. Okay, a bass line. Here we go. Again, Kevin Ella from KSound.com here on set. Music is art, you the artist, paint your picture. Hope you enjoyed this review. I'm out.